to learn Spanish because this was a long-term goal that I had. So from way back years ago in high school is when I started with my Spanish learning journey. And I took a couple classes in high school, but as life progressed, it was a goal that was on the back burner. And as you get older, you kind of want to revisit those goals that you haven't achieved. And so this was my time. And as I became more of a traveler, I realized that this goal was more important because I wanted to be able to communicate with people as I traveled. I knew a lot of words in Spanish before because I had taken classes, not only high school, but some adult learning classes for fun along the way. And I felt like I was a collector of words. I had a lot of vocabulary. I made flashcards for things, and I knew the definitions of a lot of words, and I knew some basic verb conjugations, but I couldn't speak. I couldn't make the jump from knowing all of these words and some verb tenses to actually carrying on a conversation with somebody in Spanish. So I felt like I was a good student of Spanish. Like I could memorize things, I could fill in the blanks for things, I could fill out my workbooks, I could go to class and give answers from my workbook, but I couldn't be a good speaker of Spanish. So I couldn't make that leap from student of Spanish to speaker of Spanish. Well, it's like night and day. So I can actually carry on a conversation with somebody in Spanish now, and I can talk about any subject that I might want to talk about. I might not know all the vocabulary for what I want to say on a certain topic, but I can talk around the topic. So the person who I'm speaking to can give me the word, then I can carry on with the conversation. So I feel like there's such a difference between where I was before to where I am now, that it's amazing. Well, this experience was completely different for me. When people ask me about this class and I tell them that it's based upon a cartoon character that's a bee named Joel in the world of Yoel, they look at me pretty funny, but I have to tell them that you need to just get over that and understand that this is really going to help you with learning Spanish. I liked the fact that you weren't learning in isolation. I wasn't learning individual words. I was learning the structure of the language and how, when I learn new words, I have the ability to put those new words in the structure of the language. So learning new things isn't separate from what I already know, and I don't have to figure out where those things go in the language. Something that's also different was that you're learning everything, all the verb conjugations for a verb at one time, which I thought was overwhelming at the time, but it really makes sense as you're moving along because you can see how patterns emerge in the language. So when you're learning something new, you just put that into the patterns that you've already learned. I have had a really good time taking the classes, and I've met so many wonderful people, and the coaches really help you with your confidence, and the fact that you're speaking right away from the beginning of the class really helped, for me personally, bridge that gap between knowing all the words and then being able to actually speak the language. Well, I feel like my life is already different now that I've ended the class. I have this sense of personal accomplishment, which is a really cool thing to have after all of these years. But I also feel like I'm a different type of tourist. So now that I've traveled after taking this class, I feel like I'm able to be more immersed in the culture of things. I feel like I'm not so outside of the culture that I'm trying to travel to. I don't feel afraid to talk to people when I go traveling to other countries. So I feel like this new level of confidence is really empowering to make me be a different type of citizen of the world.